Well, I was talking to a former Amazonian, and we were talking about metrics, and he said, well, there are two types of metrics: input metrics, output metrics.
Mm.
So he says you can't really control your business by looking at the output metrics. You have to look at the input metrics. So, and then
What's an example of input versus output?
so that's exactly the interesting part,
Mm-hmm.
because he referred to ACOS. He said,
Mm.
ACOS, look at the ACOS, and then based on the ACOS, you decide certain things. And I said,
Mm.
but isn't ACOS an output metric? And he said,
Right, I would think.
yes, but that output metric becomes an input metric when it becomes the factor to decide the bids
Right,
and everything else.
right.
That's what this conversation that we are having is really articulating, this whole idea that the ACOS is in fact both input metric and output metric, because it drives the input metric, which is the bid, right? Ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
bid is everything. Bid is driving your ACOS, it's driving your uh, traffic, your clicks, it's driving your impression share or whatever. Everything is driven by the bid. And as yet, what is controlling the bid? ACOS.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And then by deciding what the bid should be, then you've got the ACOS. So maybe it's the targeted ACOS versus actual ACOS. That's
Mm-hmm.
one to separate.